So I think it's pretty clear by now that you should expect nothing from Ethan Klein, and it's mind-boggling that he continues to claim that he is pro-Palestinian, and it's even more mind-boggling given what he said on another idiotic podcast of his a couple of days ago. So Ethan Klein loves to claim that he is not a Zionist, and also that he's pro-Palestine, in spite of, all the evidence showing that he very much isn't. It's generally not normal for someone who's pro-Palestine to spend literally all of their time just attacking anyone who is pro-Palestine and who opposes literally every single pro-Palestinian action ever, basically. He outright said that he wants to go to Israel and, make content to prove to everyone that there's no apartheid there. It's actually a really nice country. Everything there is great. All in the wake of Israel doing an outright genocide in Gaza. He didn't seem to care about Israel that much before. If anything, he sort of shit on it before October 7th. He'd moved there and he didn't really like it that much. That's obviously why he ended up moving back to the USA. But now he feels like this special connection with Israel. He wants to start selling it to people as this awesome place. So let me show you another excellent pro-Palestinian action by Ethan Klein.
We're planning to go to Israel in June with my parents and all the kids. It's going to be such a great trip. And I'm actually really excited to go there. I want to show you guys.
You haven't been there in so long.
It's been a long fucking time. What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel. Because you don't see that. When you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it, like it's some super racist, crazy, Jim Crow style of society. I can't wait to show you guys how beautiful, how multicultural, how free it feels for people, or just it's a beautiful place. It is. It's one of the most diverse places I've ever been.
So that right there is Ethan Klein outright saying that he is going to Israel in order to make pro-Israel puff piece content to try and sell it to people as this awesome, beautiful place where everything is actually really nice. And there's, as he outright said, that there's nothing Jim Crow, there's no segregation, there's no apartheid, there's nothing bad at all actually. And this is all in the wake of the fucking Gaza genocide. Ethan Klein is so pro-Palestinian that he wants to reward Israel for doing genocide. He doesn't think that you should boycott it. He wants to go there, do tourism, and film videos about how great and awesome Israel is in reaction to that. That's probably the most pro-Palestinian thing I've ever seen in my life. Wow, great job, dude. And just to say something that I've said many times before. Obviously, Israel is fucking great for someone like Ethan Klein, this American who moved there, got automatic citizenship just for an accident of his birth, just because he happens to be Jewish. Obviously, how he sees Israel is going to be great. I mean, he's a member of the ethnic majority of the group who this ethno-state, that's what Israel is, an ethno-state that gives racial privileges to Jews. He's a member of that majority. Obviously, Israel should be great for him. But you know who it's not great for? The millions of Palestinians who these privileges exist at the cost of. This guy is straight up a white guy in the American South in 1940 telling you how, I don't understand this stuff about segregation and the racism and stuff. The Southern US is actually pretty fucking great. You guys just aren't seeing it how I'm seeing it. It's really nice here. It's a beautiful country, such nice people. It's so diverse too. Look, forget about the black people out of frame. We get migrants here from all over the place. We got Norwegians, we got the Irish, we got the Italians. It's such a great place for me. And if you only listen to those goddamn idiot anti-racist leftists, as they call themselves, you would think it was this horrible place of apartheid and Jim Crow and segregation. But I want you to see it how I see it. It is the exact same fucking thing. Ethan Klein is this rich white Jewish guy who voluntarily chose to move to Israel to receive privileges at the cost of Palestinians, to live on land stolen from Palestinians. And now he wants to go back to Israel in the wake of it doing an outright genocide. And he wants to do public relations puff pieces on its behalf to disprove everyone who tells you that Israel, which just did genocide, by the way, I have to keep reiterating that, to show you that in spite of all the bad things that everyone says about Israel, this genocidal ethno-state that exists at the cost of one group of people for the benefit of another group of people, he wants to show you all how great and awesome that country actually is. I can already tell you precisely how this is going to go down. He's going to go there and he's going to try to find one or two Palestinian citizens of Israel who are willing to take money, or perhaps Yosef Haddad or one of those famous propagandist collaborator guys. He's going to go and talk to them and he's going to be like, hey man, let's go around together and prove to everyone how in Israel there's actually no segregation and no apartheid because you, a Palestinian or an Arab, also live here. It's nothing like those fucking lefty crazies say. It's just so predictable. He's gonna like go around and be like looking at the landscape and stuff and say like, wow, this place is so beautiful. Take a look at these beautiful olive trees. Ignore the fact that we burn those of the Palestinians. Ultimately, Ethan Klein is not only a dumbass, but an exceptionally callous one. What he's doing here is no different to someone with like German ancestry going to Germany in like 1935 to write like a gushing journalistic article about how awesome Germany is and how you shouldn't listen to what they say about what Germany is doing to the Jews, and how it's actually really beautiful and the people there are so nice and things are going so well for them under the new Führer. We need to look at this as precisely what it is. This is someone who wants to do genocide propaganda. It's someone who wants to do colonial propaganda. It's someone who wants to whitewash apartheid, who wants to whitewash oppression, who wants to whitewash this colonial ethno-state that exists for the benefit of people like him at the expense of millions of other people. It's so fucking insane too that he claims to be pro-Palestine, and I get comments to this day from absolute morons saying that he's pro-Palestine because you said Netanyahu is bad and he donated $6,000 to a charity once. And then here he is, right fucking here, being like, you know, I'm going to break the boycott of Israel. I'm going to go do tourism there. Not only that, but I'm going to film like a propaganda piece about how awesome Israel is for me and mine. Never mind the fact that the whole problem that people have with Israel has nothing to do with people saying that it's bad for Jews like me. That Israel is good for you, that is, you find it beautiful and awesome all of a sudden, though. Again, that contradicts what he has said in the past about how much he hated living there. Doesn't say shit about the reason why people hate Israel. The reason why people hate Israel is because millions of people need to be dispossessed, oppressed, and massacred for it to be so great for people like you. I mean, just look at what Ethan Klein actually said when he was living in Israel. And just to be clear for the YouTube censors, what I'm about to show you is hate speech, and I denounce it entirely. I'm showing it for documentary purposes, and I completely disavow every single thing that Ethan Klein says in this clip.
And it's the home of the Jew, the Jewy Jew, not just this Jew like, you know, me or Ela, but this is home of the super Jew, the Jew, the, you know, the dirty, grimy, jacket-wearing Jews, real dirty-ass, nasty. You know what I mean? It's like, who can look more Jewish? Boom, boom, boom. It's like it doesn't end. I mean, come on.
So does that sound like someone to you who loved Israel and thought it was a beautiful place with lots of beautiful people and no segregation and nothing bad? Or does it sound like someone who looked out the window in Israel and hated everything they saw in the most vile way possible, in fact? Because to me it sounds like the latter. But now Ethan Klein has rediscovered his previously non-existent love for Israel only after Israel has done genocide and presently is attacking the West Bank with tanks. They have ethnically cleansed 3 refugee camps in the West Bank in the last week or so. And Ethan Klein's reaction to the Gaza genocide, to the complete destruction of Gaza, to the ongoing Israeli attacks on the West Bank is to be like, you know, Israel's actually not bad at all. Israel's actually a really good country, and these goddamn crazy lefty fucks who tell you it's apartheid, you know what? I'm going to go there and I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to show you that Israel is actually really awesome. The only thing that changed from Ethan in that clip to Ethan now is that he saw Israel doing out-and-out open genocide, and he liked what he saw, and his opinion on Israel has changed to be more positive now. That really is the only way to interpret this. Now he wants to go and do a propaganda pro-Israel puff piece. What more is there to say about this? Anyone who says this guy is pro-Palestinian, honestly, don't even know what to say to those fucking people. Like, how do you convince someone who just lives in an alternate reality like that? How do you convince someone who believes that post-genocide, it's acceptable to go to Israel and do a, like, pro-Israel puff piece where you deny the existence of Israeli apartheid and tell everyone how awesome Israel is right after it does genocide while still claiming to be pro-Palestinian? Like, how do you possibly convince someone who believes that this guy is not pro-Palestinian? If it's not this that finally makes them realize that, after all the other stuff that already makes it obvious, then what you've got there isn't a rational human being. It's a fucking pathetic, obsessed fan, or just like someone trying to whitewash Israeli propaganda consciously. There's no rationality involved. And, you know, no point trying to convince those morons. I just find it fucking hilarious that he does this shit and just openly said, I'm doing this because I want to disprove the idea that there's segregation in Israel. I want to show you how beautiful and diverse it actually is. The same sort of thing that like a white American settler would happily say in like, you know, 1850. They try to tell you that, you know, there's this horrible slavery and like native genocide here on the Western frontier. That's bullshit though. That's bullshit. There's no apartheid here. Those slavers are down there in the south. They're not here. And let me tell you, we're mighty diverse here. After all, I live on stolen Indian land, and my neighbor, he's from Ireland. My other neighbor, he's from Italy. So how can you say that we're a racist country, given how clearly inclusive we are? It's just ridiculous, man. I'm so pro-Palestinian that I'm going to reward Israel for doing genocide, a genocide which I claim to have been against, by not only breaking BDS by going there and doing tourism in Israel immediately following this genocide, but also by straight up doing pro-Israel propaganda in the course of this. What a ridiculous moron. And the people who follow him can only be ridiculous morons themselves.